All your base are belong to us.
Hello, and welcome to Fake Geek Girls, a podcast looking at nerdy pop culture from both a fan and critical perspective, encouraging the things we love to do better. I'm Missy, I'm a writer, and every day I'm in some new fresh hell, and I really am.
I feel like you've had less fresh hell lately.
I broke my phone yesterday.
Oh, you did break your phone yesterday.
And it ruined my whole day.
Just one day, though.
Just one day.
So,
my dog also had surgery this week, which ruined 2 days.
Okay, but those are all things fixed.
They were fixed.
They are fixed.
They are fixed. They have been fixed. So we'll see what awaits me this week.
And they don't seem to have lasting repercussions on your mental health.
No, and the phone repair was free. The dog repair was not free.
Dog repair not free.
But he has insurance, so we're going to see if they'll cover it.
If they don't, I'm never getting pet insurance.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty, that seems like something they should cover.
Insurance, am I right? Go ahead.
I'm Merri, and I am a marketer, and I am reading a lot of things, so...
Yes. Me too.
Be prepared for that, I suppose.
But I keep abandoning romance novels 1/3 of the way, and so I've read the first third of 5 different romance novels.
My tolerance for bad romance novels and Missy's tolerance for bad romance novels are vastly different.
My tolerance for bad novels is low.
Yeah, but I think that part of that is because you read so many that you have gotten to the point of one, you know when you're not going to like it, and 2, you'd rather read something better.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, just the amount of fucking books on my shelf is...
I'm pretty easy to be entertained. I did finish the hostage one, so...
That's your barometer now, is I finished that. If I didn't finish it, it must be dog shit.
It has to be dog shit.
You still have Off Campus on yours, but you talked about Off Campus last time.
You put that on there.
No.
Because you watched it.
But it's on yours as well. It's the first thing on yours. It's the last thing on mine.
Technically, I did rewatch it.
You did rewatch it. Do you want to just talk about Off Campus first?
Yeah, let's talk about Off Campus. I made Missy watch Off Campus.
Merri and I made a trade. This is what I do with people in my life when I want them to do something, but... Well, actually, Merri did this to me. It's usually me convincing somebody else to do something by making a trade. So, I made my husband read an arc of Hellblazer by agreeing to watch all of the Fast and the Furious movies. We did something else, but this time it was Merri wanted me to watch Off Campus with her, so she decided to read Gideon the Ninth.
There's nothing more lonelier than collectively loving something online and having no one in your life actually love it as well. So when I send things on Instagram, no one understands.
What happened was Merri said that to me, and I looked her dead in the eye, and I said, "Yeah, I wonder what that's like."
And I said, "Okay, I'll get Gideon." And guess what? I don't know what the fuck is happening in that book.
And that's the correct experience. Did you see what I put in Slack this morning, which was the best way to read The Locked Tomb is to just not care. Try not to care what's going on in the background and just immerse yourself wholly in the character. On first read, immerse yourself fully in the character who is telling the story, who has no idea what the fuck is going on and does not care about what's happening beyond them.
And that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the hell's... I'm going to have to reread it.
Which we will.
Yeah.
So I watched Off Campus, which Merri talked about, I think, our last What We've Been Up To, which is the show about a girl named Hannah who is
a music major.
She's a music major, and she wants to hook up with
Justin,
who
is another musician.
He's a musician, and this guy in her philosophy class can't understand the difference between objectivity and subjectivity and needs a tutor. And so she's like, they make a deal. I'll tutor you if you help me.
Tutor me in love.
To
hook up with this guy.
Yeah. And he's a hockey player, and he's
really hot.
He's got some hangups about violence because his father's abusive. And she was assaulted in the past. So she has this history that's making it difficult for her to be in sexual relationships. And all of that was fine. The show didn't really do it for me, but that's not surprising at all. But I did really like, as Merri discussed last time, the chemistry between Allie and Dean.
So good.
Who are Dean he's also a hockey player, and he's blonde. What the fuck?
And I love him.
And Allie is Hannah's best friend, and Allie is in this torturous on again, off again relationship with the guy who sucks. And Dean is
rich boy.
Dean is a rich boy who sleeps around.
He's never been in a real relationship.
Yeah, he's never been in a real relationship. And they hit it off at a costume party, and it was really cute.
It was cute. It was a forbidden love, but it wasn't really forbidden. Yeah. But they kept it a secret from everybody, and it was just so good. And the next season will be about them.
Yeah.
And probably won't be as good.
This was, I will say, so I would not have kept watching the show if Merri and I hadn't struck a devil's bargain.
It gets good at episode 5.
Yeah.
Or like 4.
Yeah, it did get better.
Drunk Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Is when it gets good.
It definitely got better. And it was an enjoyable thing to watch with your best friend. This is a best friend watching show. Yes. Like your friend comes over and you eat popcorn and watch Off Campus together.
Some boys who are not problematic.
Yeah, it is.
Least problematic boys of all time.
Yeah. One of the things that I struggled with the main characters in particular, and this is like a common issue that I have with romance fiction.
You're a hater.
Is that I'm a hater. And that's on me. No, it was that a lot of romance fiction mistakes trauma for flaws. And these characters, Hannah really doesn't have any flaws. Like, she really doesn't. I can't think of any. Or if I can, they're so small as to be like inconsequential.
She has guilt, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's not a flaw.
Or her fault.
Graham's flaw is that, and I wish this had been pressed on more, is that he does start using Hannah as like his emotional receptacle and not leaning on anybody else around him.
She forces him to, but we never actually see that. It's like literally it cuts away from him having the conversation with, what's his name?
Yeah, and I like flawed characters. That's what I am all about. I'm looking at over Merri's shoulder the outline for my next writing project, which is about the 2 most fucked up little guys you can imagine.
It's true.
Guys is in my vernacular when referring to fictional people, gender neutral.
The gender neutral guys.
The gender neutral guys. When referring to fictional people, I know that's a can of worms when referring to real people. So let it be known that these people are not real. Yet I may manifest them, and God help us all. But I like flaws. It's not like trauma to me is not a flaw. Trauma can make you get flaws. Ask me how I know. But it is not itself a flaw. Somebody having something bad happen to them is not equivalent to having a flaw. And so I had a rough time with Hannah and Graham, like really getting into them for that reason.
He has more flaws than her.
Yeah. But Allie and Dean do have flaws.
They have massive flaws.
They have and that's why they were more interesting to me.
And everybody agrees that they were the best part of the season.
Not only
just their dance scene.
Yeah. Not only do they have chemistry, but they have real flaws that make them difficult. They're still very likable. Both of them are very likable, but they also have flaws that make them difficult to like. It would be at times be hard to be around Dean or to be around Allie, or indeed for them to be in a relationship.
I mean, it was insufferable to be around Dean in the beginning because he was just constantly having sex in like open areas,
right? And
like that's rude.
That's rude. So I didn't think Off Campus was like really, really great or anything, but it was
fun.
It was fun to watch with my friend. It was fun to have a little thing where Merri would come over and we would hang out and watch it.
I left for vacation in the middle of it, and I was like, you can't finish it. Especially because we were getting to the best parts. I'm like, you can't finish it without me.
But it was fun. I don't know that I like necessarily would be like, you gotta go out and watch Off Campus, but if you have a friend with whom you like to watch a little romance show,
if you like romance, like novels and that kind of thing, this is such a good.
Yeah.
Missy's just a snob. This is such a good.
It's true. I can't deny it.
It's such a good, like, I don't know if pulpy is the right.
You know what? I am gonna deny it. I'm not a snob.
Oh my God, are you gonna get into like the technicalities of being a fucking snob?
Because I don't believe that there's like. I'm not better than anybody just because I don't like romance.
It does snob. What is the definition of
I think snob at least has the connotation of believing that I'm better. I have discerning taste, which also makes me sound like I'm better than other people. But I cast no judgment upon people who like this. I cast no judgment upon you.
A person who believes, this is to the AI, so who knows? A person who believes they are inherently superior to others, usually due to wealth, social status, or specialized knowledge, and acts with arrogance and Yeah. So we need a different word.
Could not be me.
You are
a dumb bitch who hates fun.
You're so right. I've never met someone who hates fun as much as you.
No, it's just not my thing as far as like romance escapism goes. I like something with a little more texture to it, which is why after watching this, we watched When Harry Met Sally, because I love to see those bitches bicker.
Now there's some people with flaws.
Yes, which is why I like it.
It's interesting though, because I typically don't like I like people with flaws and stuff, but like this is the least flawed characters. Like these men are everything you could ask for in men. And it's still just so good.
Yeah.
I'm reading a different piece of fiction in which this man also has no flaws, and I'm like, this is boring. So clearly, there's a way to do it well.
Yeah, and it's just, I think everybody, I think that off campus is escapist to a degree, and that is the type of escapism that appeals to you, and the type of escapism in the novel That Shall Not Be Named is not appealing to you.
It could be.
And in fact, neither of these things are particularly appealing to me. So
yeah,
but it was a fun show. It wasn't like really, really good, but it's like,
it was great.
If you want to have a fun time,
it's very much like if you love to
you could do a lot worse.
Kick your feet. You could do a lot worse. In fact, I'm going to talk about one.
Anything else to say about?
No, I've talked about it before. I think it's fun, and I'm saying nothing new. The internet agrees. It was great.
Depends on which corner of the internet, because all I saw for it was hate.
Well, you don't like fun, so
and the internet said you must have this stream of hate directed at you, and I was like, listen, the show is not good or bad enough to feel this intensely about.
It's because people were comparing it with other hockey shows.
Heated rivalry.
With heated rivalry, and two romances have hockey in them. Do not make them same.
That was the funniest thing, is people were like, oh, it's a ripoff of Heated Rivalry, or my favorite, there was like
it came out first. The books came out first.
Yeah, there was I don't remember what outlet it was. It was a major outlet that was like, no, I'm not going to watch the straight hockey show. And I'm just like, hockey romance is a whole
genre.
And I don't know. It's a silly.
There'll be more.
You know what?
Out,
it's a silly rivalry, is what I have to say.
Silly rivalry. We have Icebreakers coming out, and I think there might be another one. I've been seeing a lot of blowback on Icebreakers, and I was like,
I think that we should all accept that it's okay for art to be okay. You know, it's okay to be okay.
You know what?
It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to be okay also.
I will also champion this, because this is part of, like, we've lost the romantic comedy of like the 90s and the early 2000s, which were also just okay, but also really important to culture. And I feel like we're slowly getting that back. These things don't need to be great.
No,
they don't.
I don't need every piece of art to be great.
I can't watch everything.
Yeah.
I can't have it all be great.
I just I don't know. I don't feel that Off Campus was worth getting particularly heated about.
Yeah, I just think that we want things polished too much.
Yeah, or everything has to be like the best thing ever, the worst thing ever.
Say something.
And it was just like, no, this was just like a fun show, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be.
Sometimes we need that.
It doesn't need to be more than that.
Recession indicator.
So, you know. I watched 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
I didn't know you watched this, and I'm really excited to see what you say, because it looked cool.
It was cool. So 28 Years Later.
Could I watch it?
It's mostly gory.
Okay, I can do gore.
It's mostly gory. So The Bone Temple is a sort of side story, as I understand it, to 28 Years Later. I have not seen 28 Years Later, and I haven't, in fact, seen any of those movies since they came out.
I have not seen 28 Years Later. I have seen the days
and the months,
but when it came out.
Yeah, I haven't seen them since they came out. I legit have not watched them since. I was not super hot on them when they came out, because I am a snob.
Yeah, here's
about
where
zombie media.
We are both snobs.
I am a snob. I'm a snobby about zombie media. And so, being the little shit teenager that I was like, I don't fuck with zombies that run.
Those aren't zombies, they're infected.
And I do think that they call them such
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the whole point, is that it is an infection.
Yeah. But
so they get it.
They get it.
Everyone else just doesn't.
Yeah. So I was kind of a little bitch about the 28
days
things. The 28 things. I wasn't super into them. Whatever.
Your 28th reason.
I wasn't super into them. But I had heard the Bone Temple was really, really good. And it is a side story. You really don't need to be familiar with the world. There's like an ending scene that benefits from the slightest bit of knowledge about the slightest bit of knowledge about the 28 days.
I was going to watch Romulus tonight, but maybe I'll watch that. But then I have to watch Romulus alone.
And is Romulus scary?
I remember being a little spooked.
Okay.
I'm a baby, so.
True. So the Bone Temple starts off about this cult. And it's been a while since I watched it now, so we're going to be pulling from memory here. It starts off with this little cult of the Jimmies. And Jimmy Prime.
Candies.
No. Jimmy Prime is played by Cook from Skins. Oh, excellently. And they're doing a sort of hazing ritual to welcome in a new Jimmy to the cult of the Jimmies.
It's like Heathers.
It's like super fucked up Heathers. The Jimmies like to do lots of violence, and that is their way of surviving in this world. They've created this super violent cult built around Jimmy, played by Cook, who believes that he is in contact with some kind of entity who is his father, who appears to be the devil.
Okay.
Simultaneously, in another area entirely, you have Ralph Fiennes' character, whose name I can't fucking remember. He may not even had a name. I don't know. He is a doctor, and he is working on something to forge a method of communicating or taming the infected. So he essentially shoots this big old infected dude with like morphine or something, and like gets him to keep coming back for the sensation of the morphine. And over time is trying to understand the effects of, I believe it's called the rage virus, if I remember right. As you may gather, these two stories eventually come together. The story of the Jimmies, the story of Ralph Fiennes' doctor. They eventually come together.
Doctor.
In a way that you would not expect. The culmination of this movie is fucking crazy.
Okay, I want to watch it.
The culmination of the movie was incredible. My biggest thing with this movie was that I heard too many good things before I watched it. So I set my sights really, really high.
Don't do that.
And it didn't meet expectations, but I do think it was quite good. And in all honesty, it was really refreshing because some of the things that I've been into recently, namely the Alien series, and then also the thing that I'm not going to talk about. I'm a big old humanist, as we've discussed on this podcast. I believe very strongly in human agency and in the human ability to make choices and do different things, and that humanity is neither innately good nor innately evil. And some of the things I've been consuming recently seem to fall kind of hard on humanity is innately evil. And I think that's doo-doo bullshit. And it lets us off the hook for the bad things that we do, because that suggests that we don't make choices. And I don't like that at all, for myriad reasons. This does not do that. So it was very refreshing to watch this movie and have that basically just be like, no, that's dog shit. So that was really nice. And overall, I think it was a good movie. I think it was well crafted. It was really interesting. Definitely one of the best, quote unquote, zombie movies I've seen in recent memory.
That's cool. Yeah, they don't make too many.
They don't make them like they used to since George Romero died. But overall, it was a good movie. It is very, very gory. I don't remember there being a lot of.
I think they're pretty gory.
Yeah, I don't remember there being like a lot of really scary moments. And you're really only dealing here with. You're really only dealing with the infected, and then human cruelty. There's no like ghosts or demons or anything. There might be some jump scares, but it's
grounded in reality.
Yeah, and it's not. It is overall not a movie that sets out to scare you in a horror movie way. It's more a sense of unease I think that from what I remember, you'll be able to handle it just fine.
Yeah. I remember seeing clips of it and being like, this looks like something I would like.
Yes, I do think that you will like it.
Yeah.
There was one part in particular where the doctor I thought was really cool. The doctor is like laying out medical tools on like an altar, and that was kind of the thing. The visual of like the altar with the medical. I was like, yeah, that's the good shit right there.
That's the good shit.
That's the good shit right there.
Good shit.
Overall, I thought it was a good movie. I didn't love it as much as some other people did. That is fine. It doesn't,
because you're a snob.
Because I'm a snob. But I did think it was good. And if you enjoy that kind of thing, like if you can, first of all, if you can handle some pretty nasty gore, it was pretty nasty at times. And if you like a zombie film or a zombie-esque film, it's worth checking out, I think.
I put these all stacked nicely and then I hit them. Anyways, I watched Voicemails to Isabel, which is a movie on Netflix. It is a story of a girl who loses her sister to some sickness. It's not cancer, it's some like chronic sickness. And the sister goes to move to San Francisco to chase a lifelong dream of being a chef or a cook or whatever. And she works. The chef is played by what's his name? Ron from
Parks and Rec.
What's his name?
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman plays him wonderfully. Plays this horrible person, and her whole job is cutting kumquats. That's her whole job, and she's trying to become pastry chef. And
why do you have to cut the kumquat?
Because the kumquat goes on this one, he makes like one dessert.
But the whole thing about the kumquat is you eat it in one bite.
That's probably part of why it's so bad.
Okay.
This guy sucks. Like he's
the beauty of the kumquat is the inside of the kumquat is so sour and the peel is so sweet. And so you have to eat them together.
No, this guy's horrible.
What an idiot.
Yeah, no, he is an idiot. And she wants to become a pastry chef. That's what she wants to do. And at one point she sleeps with one of the guys who is just absolutely terrible. And somehow is a chef. It was actually very funny because like they have the most not even mediocre sex, like just bad sex. And he's like, yeah, I know you're probably thinking about last night still. And she's like, no. Anyways, she uses her sister's old phone number, like calls her and leaves her voicemails as a way of like a coping mechanism, and like has all of her voicemails saved. So when she's upset, she listens to him. Well, the new phone, this guy gets the new number for his work phone and he starts getting them and he falls in love with her through listening to these voicemails, uses the things that he learns about her to go follow her to San Francisco. And she's like, I have this like weird fantasy that I'm sitting on my favorite bench watching the city, and a guy comes up and I share a sandwich with him. And so he shows up at the bench for the sandwich. He originally finds her because she sleeps with this one guy who is like a dating coach specifically for women, like not in the way that's like, he's not telling like men to like neg women or anything. He's like, ladies, so they sleep together, and he's like, ladies, if he's not texting you, then he doesn't want to be with you. And she's like, oh my God, he hasn't texted me. And then she realizes he's just a really bad person. So she's calling her dead sister, is like, I'm gonna show up to his little live show he's having, and I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. And so he shows up, and it was fine. Like I wouldn't go watch it again. I wouldn't say like, oh,
it's no off campus.
It's no off campus, which is really what I was hoping for. Like with a little bit of an older crowd, they look the same age as everybody there. And it was really funny because the guy ends up being like a secret nerd for magic cards. And I saw so like. She finds out, she gets really mad, and she's like, I don't want to speak to you anymore, which is fair. I think part of it, I couldn't get by this because he's just lying to her. Like, I get that happens a lot in romance novels, so it's not the lying necessarily. It's just like, I don't know, it felt pretty bad. It didn't feel good using the dead sister.
Yeah.
I don't know, it wasn't good enough to get over that.
Well, and was that the point?
What do you mean?
Like, did the narrative feel that was as bad as it felt to you? Because that's because I'm like, again, I'm thinking about
everybody told him he was stupid for doing it.
I'm thinking of my own writing project, and I'm like, this is pretty bad.
Yeah, but
the point of it is that it's bad.
Yeah, I think the point of it is that he fell in love with her that way. They're all telling her that's really stupid. Like, you need to tell her. He never does. And but they do use that Robin song a lot in it.
Dancing on My Own?
Yeah.
What a great song.
It's a great song, and they use it really wonderfully. So, like, in the beginning, they show her when they're kids, and the sister can't go to, like, the dance, and she goes to the dance, and they play the song, and she calls her sister, and, like, holds the phone up, and they both start doing the dance, but in different places. It was very cute. Like, it made me cry, but only because it's a sad story. So, yeah, it was fine. I think that the story with her wanting to be a pastry chef was more interesting. I think it was really funny, but like when they had really bad sex and he's like, yeah, I know you're thinking about it still. Like, just so typical of like a horrible man. And then he makes the worst souffle, I think is what they make. That's a pastry, right?
I think. I don't really know what a souffle is.
Like the worst souffle. She makes this like French toast souffle. Like she goes against the grain and it's like looks really good. And he makes a souffle that you find out is raw. Oh. And clearly there's something going on because the raw bad sex guy gets chosen to be the pastry chef, and she's like this is clearly like set up, like what is happening? And she gets all mad and she's like, all right, who's coming with me? And everyone's like, we're not, this is a horrible place to work. No one's leaving. And then she decides to start her own food truck. One of the women end up leaving to come join her, and she makes dessert tacos. And she's like set up in like a really nice area, and no one comes in. And the other girl who's trying to be pastry chef, she's like, why are you here? She's like, this is a really nice neighborhood. She's like, yeah, for tech bros, they're not coming to eat your dessert tacos. So she takes her to like a Pride event or something, and then they do really well. Inclusivity. And then they play the Robin song, and some lady's like, the kids really love Robin.
It's true, they do.
But it's also
me, I'm the kids.
It's interesting because it's a really good example of the difference between the way that music is used in off campus versus this. This is clearly trying to capitalize, not that off campus isn't, but this is clearly trying to capitalize on easiness. Mm-hmm. Not that off campus isn't, but like the music in off campus is really good, and it's curated in a way that like makes sense for it. First of all, the age group and the story being told, and to feel authentic. I got 2 Taylor Swift songs, which is fine for me, and a bunch of other songs, like TikTok songs. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it felt so contrived.
It's telling you what emotion to have rather than letting you have your own emotion.
Yeah, like I knew who the Beaches were, but like I hadn't really listened to their music, and so I got that ability to discover as well with Graham. And like Hayley Williams' song is playing in the background in an episode with Allie and her horrible ex-boyfriend, and like it's so quiet, but it makes so much sense. Like I'll learn to love me different, and like it's just curated in a way that feels super authentic, whether or not it is or not, but it feels that way. Mm-hmm. Whereas this this did not feel like I'm lovingly adapting this book,
right?
So it just, it was a fine movie. I literally, my husband came down and I was like, is this a show? I didn't even look. I'm like, is this a show or is this a movie? And I saw it was a movie. I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad it's a movie. And I was like, oh, this is not good then, huh? So I wouldn't suggest it to anyone. There's the dancing scene with the kids is fun. So,
I have another one we did together. We watched I Saw the TV Glow, and
what a sick movie.
I don't think I thought I talked about this. You thought I talked about this on the podcast, but I don't think I did.
No, you definitely did, because I really remember, maybe we were just talking together.
I think we were just talking about it.
Because I feel like I remember you talking about the experience of watching a children's, like a show when you were a child, and how it feels different when you get older. And I thought, oh, that sounds really interesting.
I don't remember. If I talked about it before, I'm sorry. But yeah, I saw this.
You should be sorry.
I Saw the TV Glow is about a character whose name is maybe Owen. Is it Owen?
I think so.
Played by Justice Smith for the majority of the movie, to a degree that is almost comical, because Justice Smith is quite a bit older than the child. Justice Smith's character, who I believe is named Owen, meets another kid whose name escapes me. Owen and Maddie. So Owen meets another person at school named Maddie, who is reading the episode guide for a TV show called The Pink Opaque, which is sort of an amalgamation.
That sounds right to
I
me.
just dropped some of the letters. I thought it would be fun. Of
Cookie.
things, cookie, things like,
So crazy. Love her.
things like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? So Weird.
Clarissa Explains It All.
Clarissa Explains It. Like those kinds of like 90s.
The weird kids movie shows.
Yeah. And it's about these two kids who have like a psychic connection, and they meet at a summer camp, and then they go their separate ways, but they use their psychic connection to fight evil. Owen, the show comes on after Owen's bedtime, so he starts going over to Maddie's house to watch it with her. And then this continues until they're teenagers. They really bond over their love for the show until one day Maddie says, "I'm leaving and I'm getting out of here, period." And Owen initially seems like he's going along with that, but then he goes to his old friend's house and is like, you can't let me go with her. You can't let, he's terrified. He's like, you can't let me go with her. And Maddie disappears and is not
all
seen.
they saw was all they found was like a broken TV,
A burning TV in the backyard. And Maddie's gone. Owen runs into her again at a grocery store 10 years later.
Pissed.
And Maddie's a little weird. She's
a little different.
She's insisting she takes him somewhere. I won't reveal too much, but she starts insisting that the show is real and Owen needs to wake up. And this movie the thing I love about this, there's many things I love about this movie.
It's a very good movie.
Many things I love about this movie. The movie is pretty blatant about what it is a metaphor for. And that rubs some viewers the wrong way. I am not the target demographic for this movie. I am not the audience that it's trying to reach. Not in that way. But it's being very deliberate about what it's doing. And I think that is good.
I think that while you're not the target audience for that specific thing, you are.
I am very much the target audience for other aspects of it.
The optimism of the is something that I think speaks.
The weird kid.
The weird kid.
The weird kid part.
The weird kid. Because there's a point where I was like, hey, this might be dark. I mean, it is dark, but like there's a moment of like, are we promoting something that I don't think we should be? And then it's literally spelled out.
Yes. Yes.
So the optimism in the movie, I think, was really important to have in there. But like this movie, like every little detail is thought about. Like so Fred Durst plays the father, and I thought that was crazy. I was looking up like, how did this happen? He like legit auditioned for this, and they were talking about the use of using Fred Durst for that kid's father. Even though you can barely see his face, like knowing that, like when you find out it's Fred Durst, like the amount of toxic masculinity that is brought to simply having Fred Durst attached to your movie as the father, it's just a lot thought out. And I'm excited for their next movie.
Yes.
Which has a lot more of a budget.
This is the first time I watched this movie. I was like, I knew it was about.
Just say, well, no.
I knew it was about fandom going into it, and one other thing. And I don't want to say what that one other thing is, because I think this is a movie that is an experience worth having and seeing where it lands for you. The first time I watched it, I was like, that was really, really cool. I don't know if it entirely landed for me. I think especially because this is a bit of a it's not a spoiler, but it is a spoiler. The movie's really fucking sad.
It is very sad. It's one of those ones where you feel a little melancholy coming out of it.
Yeah, but it's very effective. Like it's good. Like it's a good, and it's not a hopeless sad, I wouldn't say.
It like needs to not be.
Yeah.
Like it needs to not be, and it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it spells it out.
It certainly does spell it out for you. But I watched it and I was like, that was good. I don't know if I loved it. But then I was like, no, I want to watch it again. And on watching it again, I'm like, no, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful piece of art, and I love it very, very dearly.
If anything, it's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's very sad, but it's like the aesthetics of it alone.
Yeah.
I remember during Miss Meg, we would love this as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would have been on a rotation.
We would have been obsessed with I Saw the TV Glow, and we would have been obsessed with the Pink Opaque.
Yes. This is accurate.
But yeah, this would have been on rotation in our rotation of weird movies that we were always watching.
Do like an episode on like Are You Afraid of the Dark or something.
I know. I've never seen never seen even a single episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark. I've seen some of Are You Afraid of the Dark, but it was too scary for me as a kid. But I did love.
It would be really interesting.
The handful of episodes I got to watch of So Weird when I was at the hospital.
That's the one where she's
not in the hospital. At the hospital.
That's the one where she's on tour, right?
Yeah, with her mom's in a band.
Yeah. And I was really into Clarissa Explains It All.
Okay, I never saw that either.
Yeah. Toxic sludge.
But I Saw the TV Glow is really, really good. And it is really, I think, really worth watching. It's a good movie.
They have a book coming out too.
I think the book is out.
Is the book out?
And then the director also has a previous film called We're All Going to the World's Fair, but I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah. I want to.
And their new movie, it is they, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their new movie is like feels like a more traditional horror movie, but it feels like it's going to be like it's a love letter to horror.
It's about somebody returning to a long dead film franchise for a film franchise that sucked.
Be real.
And it might be real. I'm really excited.
It looks
for that
really
one.
good. It has a great cast.
Jane Shorburn.
Jane Goodall. Says you.
Jane Schoenbrun.
Yeah.
Schoenbrun. I might be saying that wrong. But yeah. I Saw the TV Glow is super, super good. It's worth watching. Also, the soundtrack fucking rules. It's a good ass soundtrack. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm going to talk about two books because they are in the same series. So I read The Emperor and the Finisher by Runyx, and this is in a series of a very good dark romance. I talked about previously. I can't remember what the other two were called, but it's the overarching theme of these books is there's some type of essentially there's a syndicate, and last time I talked about it, in it, they're trying to figure out, there was a group of girls missing, like young girls, and they're trying to figure out what happened to these girls. They know that they were taken by the syndicate. They don't know why. But the one thing I will say, like in the first two books, it didn't sound like they were selling these girls off for like sex stuff, like the human trafficking for sex. But it does, you find out it does do that. And so I was really confused on that part because I'm like, you said some things there that maybe I misunderstood, but it really made it sound like that's not what was happening. But it is what's happening. So The Emperor is the third book, and it takes place when at the end of the second book, the best friend of the main guy fakes his death and essentially goes underground to go find out where the syndicate is. It is his best friend and the guy who's going to run the mafia when his father dies. His father's terrible. Fakes his death to go underground and try to figure out what the syndicate is. But really, it starts off with the story of the main girl who's a friend in the first two books, and how she met him. She was like one of the maid's daughters, and how their relationship started, and how she eventually gets captured and tortured, and her vocal cords are slit, and you find out she's saved by him, but she's also saved by whoever's running the syndicate. Simply, you don't know why. She's like, why did they let me live? Big spoilers, ends up being her father. Father's a piece of shit. And it was really good. I liked it. I had a good time. I thought it was interesting that it wasn't much about him going underground, which I thought it was going to be mostly about that. But it's really her story, which I really liked because I thought she was interesting. But then I got to The Finisher. The Finisher is insane. The Finisher is a story of another mafia guy who you meet briefly when the main girl in the third book moves away because she's pissed off for many different reasons. But she's like, I know this guy I love faked his death, and now we have to like live apart, and we can't be because of my father or his father. And she goes to this new city, and the guy's like, who are you? I run this city. I need to know who you are, and you're kind of hot. And they don't ever get together. But when
I enter a new city.
Who are you? You're kind of hot.
I've never said anything like that in my life.
And so it's his story and another girl. She is at a fighting match and this guy is fighting and she's like, this sounds so like this, like he looks so familiar. I think he's the guy I was in love with when I was younger. And she's running away from her current boyfriend, her fiance. She's trying to break up with him. And she ends up somehow, I can't remember how, falling into his lap after a fight. And she kisses him and he doesn't remember her. And you don't really know like how they know each other. And he's like, I really love this girl, but I don't know why. And so, things happen and suddenly she's living in his house.
Happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us. This is the most ridiculous story because so he's a fighter, but he's also runs the mafia. And like these fights are like, if you die, you're out. Like it's a fight to the death. And somehow he's never died. And he hadn't had sex.
It's this one. Okay.
He hadn't had sex in a year. And they're like, why haven't you had sex in a year? He's like, last time I had sex with a woman, I broke her hips.
Oh my God.
And I loved it. He was epitome big man. I loved it. He was like not hot. And another one, I've been reading a lot where they're like, they're just not hot. Even Everlasting, he's like literally like she wasn't attractive. But yeah, I don't know. It was so ridiculous. It was probably my favorite. This is a very serious series. Like it's a very serious. Like it's written. It's not written to just like be like, this is a dark romance cash grab. Like I read so many of those where like they're just giving into one trope and like we're just getting to the sex. This is not that. This is much more. This is plot heavy. For a dark romance, I won't say like it's no Gideon, but it is more plot heavy than I think almost any dark romance I've ever read. But this one was so ridiculous while also still progressing a plot. Like he broke her hips. That's insane. And so she's like spends all this time. She's really small as well, and she spends all this time being like, "No, I can take it. I could take it." And yeah, I don't know. This book was great. I love this series. If you like dark romance, and I had read like I was looking at dark romance to find all of them were like, if you like dark romance, you've probably already read this series. And I was like, well, I haven't, so I guess I have to. And the 5th book just came into Libby, so I've just started that, and it's great. But these are some, you want to talk about flawed people. Yeah, all my dark romance, they're very flawed people. So but yeah, it's I'd say if you ever wanted to get into dark romance, this is a really good place to start. Like a lot of people say like Lights Out and stuff, but I think I don't consider Lights Out a very dark romance. I think it's more of a comedy than a dark romance. Yes, he stalks her. Whatever. Yes, and yes, he makes her ride a knife on the bed. But whatever.
It's the blade. It's not the blade.
I also just don't think it's that good of a book. So these, I really like these books. So if you were ever like, Missy, if you were ever like, I think I want to try some dark romance, what should I read? I would give you this series. I don't think you'd like it, but
no.
But if for some reason you're like, I think I want to read some dark romance, I'll be like, here's where I think you should start.
I'm not opposed to dark romance in theory. The problem is that dark romance is not written for me.
No, it is not. It is the epitome of, to the point where like sometimes it gets ridiculous. The epitome of like strong man, weak woman.
Yeah, and I'm not about that life.
Yeah, and even when they are like not weak, it's because they're feisty.
Yeah.
So, but these books are really great. And I really loved that. It was just so ridiculous, and it was just such a great dynamic. I loved it. Nice. So I have another one of her books that's supposed to be really good. It's a dark academia book. So I'll let you know how that one is.
Okay. You also read this. I finished, or I'm rather caught up now on the Emily Wilde series.
Because there's 2 more books.
Yeah, with Compendium of Lost Tales, and these are by Heather Fawcett. We've talked about them in the past. It's about the academic Emily Wilde, the professor of Dryadology, and her dumbass beau Wendell.
What a dummy.
What a dummy. We love him. Also love her. Again, flaws.
Extremely flawed person.
Flaws.
I actually don't think he's flawed enough as fairy goes.
I agree.
Like, he could be worse.
He could be worse.
He could definitely be worse. He needs to kill some more people.
So this one has Emily this is spoilers for the rest of the series, but Wendell has been restored to his throne in his fairy kingdom, and
he's like, I've made a home for you, my wife.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
My future wife.
And however, he finds himself the kingdom is under a curse that is killing trees and people and so on.
It's like Moana.
It's exactly like Moana in every way.
It's kind of similar.
So Emily starts trying to find out what kind of story that he is in so that she can get him out of the situation. This isn't my favorite in the series.
I think it was the weakest.
I would agree with that. However, Heather Fawcett's a good writer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still having fun.
I just needed to, the pacing I think was off. I think it just needed, like, so this is a huge spoiler, but not for a long time. He dies in it.
Yes.
Literally, he's an idiot and he kills himself. But he's dead for a good reason. For a chapter.
Yeah.
And it just needed to be more.
Yeah.
Like, we needed her to have a little bit more, like, oh no, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Especially because she's queen.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that it would have benefited from, I feel like in the beginning she wrote all this stuff that's, like, really fun. And she's like, but it was fun and I liked it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I got to write a plot. Not in a bad way.
No, because the thing is, like, I've talked before, I don't really like books that are, like, very, like, escapist and don't have a lot of conflict in them. And these books are not like that. Like, they have a lot of conflict. They have very, not like conflict, like fighting, but like there's like challenges to overcome and stuff like that. These books, I think, are my escapism.
Yeah. I think Wendell is too good of a person.
I do agree. I think Wendell is too good.
I miss the Wendell in the beginning when he
playing,
snaps some necks.
I think the author's kind of playing with that because, like, Emily is objectively, like, a much less pleasant person to be around than Wendell, and that's kind of funny. But at the same time, I would like a little more from Wendell.
I wonder, and I hope maybe we'll get some more. In the most academic way possible, I imagine that Emily is an unreliable narrator. So it would be really interesting to get someone else's point of view and find out, no, he's actually really terrible. It's just we don't see that because she's blinded by love. As much as she doesn't want to be, and then like have to grapple with the fact that she's like, oh no, I'm biased. Imagine having to grapple with the fact that, oh no, I'm biased. Especially about like Faye.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the next ones go, but it just they went from like the first one's the best, the second one's second best, and third one's third best. So I hope that they don't continue in that, but it was still fun. I still finished it.
Yeah, I finished it.
I just didn't finish it in 3 days.
Yeah. It's just a fun series. Like, and it's hard for me to just like immerse myself in something purely for fun that I don't feel is challenging for me. Challenging can mean anything from like the actual prose is challenging to like the characters are challenging, the plot is challenging, whatever.
There has to be something.
There has to be something for me to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be drinking Soylent kind of person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be chewing my food.
It's gotta be more than some vanilla ice cream. Give me some chunks in there.
Yeah, I want some chunks.
Some chocolate chips even.
And this is as close as I get to that, and it's not that. So.
No, Emily's still terrible.
Yeah.
And then
love her.
Terrible. Lovingly,
yeah.
Yeah, lovingly terrible.
But this one was my least favorite in the series, but like I said, I still finished it. I'll still read the next book. Like, I still had a great time with it, and that's what matters to me. So I still had a good time with it.
It's still a great Fae book that is doing different things than a lot of other fairy books are doing, in which I'm sick of reading about. Yeah. They're not fairy books. Mm-hmm. Like I know that there's no like real fairies, right? But I, as someone who was introduced to it through Holly Black, need a horrible fairy. Yeah, like, it just needs to be. You
want something different than like person with wings.
They at least have to be able to not lie. Like they need to have to tell the truth. We at least gotta have that. There's gotta be something, or else they're just big men. Nothing there's anything wrong with that. Nothing there's anything wrong with that.
God forbid. We can't be talking shit about big men.
I love a big man.
The big man thing is a topic of conversation among Merri and I as I work my way through several romance novels.
There's a lot of romance novels, obviously, that have big men, and there's a lot of reason for that. I like it.
I'm bisexual.
And therefore you cannot like big men.
No, I crave variety. I crave variety. I have nothing against large men. But how about large woman.
In which we are now both reading.
Yes.
And
it's beautiful and perfect to me.
I could go off on a tangent, which I won't. But
we'll talk about the Everlasting when we finish it, but oh my God, suffice to say,
Missy is being rewarded for all the work that she has done.
Yeah. I'm fucking living. I'm fucking living. It's so good. But yeah. Emily Wilde, it's still a really fun
still
series.
Good. Yeah, I still love
my
it.
least favorite Emily Wilde book is still a book I had a good time reading.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna do another one because you did too.
Okay.
I read Copper Script by KJ Charles. What a fucking blast of a book this was. So this is a gay mystery romance set like post World War One. It is not a fantasy book, but I read it as a fantasy book. Make of that what you will. I personally believe it reads best as a low fantasy where it's not like wave your hands and sparks come out magic, but that's an uncanny ability you have there, sir. So this is a book about a cop. I know you want to hang up. You don't want to listen. Listen.
Just wait.
Hear me out. He's a cop. His name is Aaron. He is tasked, if I remember correctly, by his cousin. His cousin's like, hey, this graphologist, a graphologist is a handwriting expert. Not just a handwriting expert, but like you can glean personalities from somebody's handwriting. So Aaron's cousin's like, hey, this graphologist is slandering me. Go investigate, see if he's doing a fraud. And Aaron's like, all right, I'll go check it out. So he brings to this graphologist, who we are immediately introduced to as having a heinous mustache. And the graphologist's name is Joel. He brings him several samples of handwritings from like people around the office, his own handwriting, and then the handwriting of a convicted serial killer. And Joel reads these letters and gives an impression of them. Like, I think Aaron got one from his brother or something. He's like the kind of guy who wouldn't buy his wife flowers, but would plant her a rose garden. And that's like so specific, and it's spot on is the thing. So Aaron's like, how the fuck did you know that? And he's like, well, it's just like, you know, the way he writes this letter suggests this. Well, how did you know about the rose garden? I didn't know about the rose garden. He just has he looks very like practical. Well, how did you know about the roses? I don't know shit about flowers. I just picked the most popular flower. It's that kind of thing. He reads the letter written by Aaron, and he's like, this person is so uptight. And it's clear that he's like, this person needs to get fucked is what he's going for. But he doesn't say that outright because it's the early 1900s and you're not allowed to be gay publicly. And Joel has firsthand experience with this because he was entrapped by a cop and was actually sent to jail for, as I think he says, he sure didn't bother arresting me until after he came in my mouth. So typical
cop behavior.
Typical cop behavior. And then the third letter is from a serial killer, and he gets like extremely upset, and he's like, why would you make me read this? This is from the mind of a deeply disturbed person. Please tell me you've done something about this or reported this man, whatever. We have an alternating perspective here. So first you have Aaron's take on Joel, and then you have Joel's take on Aaron. And that's when we learned about like Joel's history with the police and the fact that he was entrapped into being arrested for whatever they called it. Indecent activities. I don't know. Anyway, the main plot of the story, there's another mystery going on, and also there's this tension between Joel and Aaron. Joel, important note, the mustache was because he lost a bet. The next time, Aaron's perspective is just like, oh my God, this mustache is so heinous. I've never seen anything so awful in my life. And then he goes back to Joel's and he's like, where'd your mustache go? And he's like, who on earth would have a mustache like that if like willingly? And then Aaron has to be like, oh my God, he's hot. So the book is a mystery. There's a crime that's going on that Aaron is trying to solve, and then Aaron's work ends up getting Joel involved, and also Joel is like, hey, did you know the cops are like evil? Did you know that it's actually terrible to be a police officer? Did you know about this?
Have you heard this?
Have you heard about this, Aaron? And so over the course of the novel, they develop a relationship, and it's so fucking funny. They're great together. The writing is really funny. And then there's also this like pressure on Aaron to reconsider why he is a cop and what purpose he's actually serving. And I found that really refreshing, actually, because I understand that not everybody wants to read about a cop, and I'm not telling you to read about a cop. What I am saying is there are people out there who don't actually know how evil the idea of the police is. And those people may need to hear what Joel has to say. And I appreciated that. Also, this is a fictional world, so I don't give a shit. Like, these people aren't real.
Not a real cop.
This is not a real cop. I loved this book. It was so fucking funny. I was reading it on a ferry, and I was reading a sex scene, and I'm always ending up on a sex scene in public, so I'm like kind of hunched over my e-reader, like, don't look at what I'm looking at. There was a line in there so fucking funny in the sex scene that I like started hysterically laughing, and then I had to pass my e-reader to my husband and make him read it as well because it was so fucking funny, and I'm going to say it to you.
Okay, I'm ready.
But I won't spoil it for everybody else. I'll take it out. Anyway, Copper Script is a great fucking book. I highly recommend it. I had a fucking blast reading this book. It was so fun. I'm excited to check out more by KJ Charles. I guess some people read this. I was reading some of the reviews of it, and some people were like, oh, that's not how okay, I know this is going to sound like a petty complaint. That's not how graphology works. So this book is bad. But I just read the graphology as a low fantasy.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought it was. I didn't know anything going into it because there's like this book was self-published, I think, instead of being published by KJ Charles's regular publisher, and maybe it was rejected by the publisher because that's not how graphology works.
That's exactly why they rejected it.
I don't know, and I'm not privy to this drama that was filling up the Goodreads reviews. The only reason I looked is because I was writing about it in my newsletter, and I was trying to get the cover. That was the only reason I looked this up. I went into the book for some reason with the expectation that it was low fantasy, and I read the book as if it was low fantasy.
But maybe it's not?
Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't really care what KJ Charles's opinions on graphology are. I sincerely don't give a shit, but I had a great time reading this book. I thought it was so fun. And you know what? It was pretty fun. I think that is an okay use of the word fun. Yes, there is a murder. There may be several murders.
What murder?
There's some murders in
some murders in this house.
There was some murders in the book, but it was fun because the characters are fun. I love Joel.
I know what you mean.
He was so fun. Okay. I only have one more thing after this.
I only have two. I want to picture this.
I'm picturing it.
I was in Hawaii with my family, and I was like, I need a book to read after I read Missy's book. Missy wrote a book, and I got to read it for the first person.
Merri was my beta reader for a novel
good.
I've been writing for.
It was very good. I got to read it. You didn't. I was like, what am I going to read next? So I look at my options, and I have said, this one will be good. The Gargoyle from General Management, which, let me tell you, is the third book in this series of the books that I've read. The first one she gets with death.
Okay.
The second one she gets with an orc.
Okay.
And then the third one she gets with a gargoyle. She is a succubus, though.
Okay.
She's hiding it. It starts out with their meet cute. Their meet cute is she's at the airport, I believe. She gets stopped by TSA because she has a bunch of sex toys, and then she's also about to go into her like feeding time, which is just a bunch of sex. And she is also going to be on a work trip. So this is a work trip. Some company took over their company, and they're going to meet. They have like a new HR or accountant, one of the two, some guy in general management. And she has to go to this retreat while she's like in her feeding time. And she's like, what am I going to do? I'll bring all these sex toys. And he ends up being right there, and she physically reacts to him. And she's so embarrassed. And he obviously knows.
You all should hear the thing I had to cut out of our Wind in the Door episode that Merri just dropped mid-episode.
What was it?
It was you wanting me to put something in my next book.
Yeah, this is a really short book. I think it was 4 hours. I listened to it. It was very short. It was very, very fun. If you want a ridiculous love romance book with lots of sex, with a gargoyle and a succubus, this is it. This is the one for you.
Was it good sex?
Yeah, it was. It was fun. I mean, she's having sex with a gargoyle. It's just she's like, despite him being really hard, it was wonderful. It's freaky sex in the most like fun way possible.
Sure.
It's a very fun book. All of this person's books have been very fun. Like in the orc one, I think they go to like a spa or something, and she accidentally ends up doing like a marriage ritual in the spa, like or like sex ritual or something. All of it's very fun like that. And then he's like, I really like you, and she's like, I can't be with you, and he's like, you need to get over yourself. And then he takes her to his special place, which is a apartment, but only it's like his lair, right? Like gargoyles have a lair, but his is like an apartment in the city. Like he's like a straight-laced general management accountant guy who's also a gargoyle. Big man. Let me talk to you about big man. He's a gargoyle.
Which is so funny because I don't think of gargoyles as big.
What?
I've been to Notre Dame. They weren't that big.
You didn't grow up watching.
No, I did grow up actually watching.
How did you?
Because
gargoyle big. This is a fan fiction.
I've been to Notre Dame and the gargoyles weren't that big.
Well, they're big.
They're pretty small.
Gargoyles in the show Gargoyles. They are big.
Are they big or are they just big in comparison to other gargoyles?
I actually think they're all sizes. Let's see.
I actually did like Gargoyles, the cartoon.
They're all sizes. It's just the one everyone wants to fuck is big.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're all sizes. Okay. But there's also like a dog in there. But no, let's see. The Gargoyle and General Management book. Not slavery. Not Fargoyles.
Fargoyles.
Why would you autocorrect gargoyles to Fargoyles?
What you do need to know about me watching Gargoyles was that I was mostly in it for the girl gargoyle.
So
the girl goyle, if you will.
The gargoyle. This is the cover.
Oh yeah.
It's very fun. But yeah, I'd read more of her books. What is this book? Oh, this is the same person. It's called Meet Me at the Anvil. This is by Kate Pryor, and I need to clearly read more of her books. This is not by Kate Pryor, but also looks ridiculous. Yeah, you would. This is mail-ordered Minotaur.
Also, I mean, fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
There were women in the show, and that's important to know. I love it when there's a woman in a show.
You just love a woman.
I do love a woman.
Anyway, I need to go read some more Kate Pryor books. They're fun. It was fun. It was like a wonderful like beach read.
Literally. And yeah. Merri got a sunburn that made her look like a strawberry.
I have a bathing suit that has polka dots on it. It's like mesh with like solid polka dots. And I didn't think
it's a cute bathing suit.
It's very cute. I didn't think about putting sunscreen underneath that. Put it everywhere else. So when I took my bathing suit off, I was in Hawaii. Like there was literally a warning for UV because the UV was so high. And I literally had polka dots all over my chest and my arms. Like my upper arms. And I still have them. They're not gone yet.
It's so fucking
but
funny.
It was very funny. So, yeah.
My last thing is that I watched the movie Together, which is a horror movie from, I don't think they directed it, but it's starring Dave Franco and Brie Larson. And it is about a couple who have been together like 10 years and it's like super clear they don't need to be together anymore. These bitches got to break up, but they are moving together. She got a job at, I don't know if it's a college or a school, but she's moving for work, and he's a musician and he's going with her, and there's not a lot of opportunities for him in a small town to be a musician. So like very last minute, he's like his brother, I think it's her brother is like, hey, do you want to play guitar for our upcoming tour? And he's like, well, I can. I'm moving. And they're like, oh, my sister's got you so whipped. Ever since you started dating her, you're not cool anymore. And he's like, oh, fuck, you're right. I'm not cool anymore. Yeah, I'll play. And then they go to this new house. And then he's like, oh, you want to go hiking? And she's like, yeah, let's go hiking. And then they fall in a hole. There's like weird bells around with like symbols on them. It's very culty. And then they fall in a hole, and they're really, really stupid. They're maybe the stupidest people ever to live, because he just immediately drinks standing water out of this hole. And then I think she drinks the water too. He may be the only one that drinks it, but she definitely drinks it. Or sorry, he definitely drinks it. And she may or may not because the effects are certainly stronger on him. So they wake up and they are stuck together. Their legs are stuck together with some kind of film. We don't really know what it is.
That's gross.
They're stuck together. And they pull apart, but it hurts. And they go back to their house, and then she leaves. He's supposed to go to town, or no, she takes him to the train station because he's supposed to be going to he's supposed to be going back to the city so that he can play in the band. And they have a fight. They're always fighting. They're not a good couple. The movie really went hard on making him out to be terrible, which is like fine, but she really wasn't that bad until he started being really terrible to her. And I was just like, this is
reactionary.
Yeah, I was like, this is no fun.
Because she wasn't bad. She made her bad.
Yeah.
And not a fun way.
I was like, this isn't fun. If they're going to be in a codependent relationship together, then I want them to be in a codependent relationship together. This does not feel like codependency. This feels like he's dependent on her, which was kind of boring. So she drops him off at the train station. She goes to work, but he starts like going crazy. He starts like feeling sick and like all of this. And so he just starts booking it back to her. Also, they keep getting stuck together in weird ways. So he runs all the way back to school. Oh, also, they haven't had sex in months because his parents died, and he has some weird feelings about that. Anyway, the point being here, this movie had a really interesting premise, and it had a lot that made me want to see it, but the execution did not hold up to what I hoped. The codependency thing, totally, yeah, I see it, but also it didn't feel earned. She felt like she had her shit together, and he was just some fucking like leech, essentially. And I'm like, that's kind of boring. I would have liked to see her be dependent on him for something, because that's codependency.
Baby.
Like, is she addicted to providing for him? Because that's kind of the classic model of codependency, right? But that didn't feel, she felt like she resented him, which is like honestly kind of a healthy reaction to that.
It was too healthy for you.
It was too healthy. Well, if you're going to make a movie with literally being stuck together as a metaphor for codependency, then I expect to see some fucking codependency. And I just didn't feel that it was strong enough on that. Also, at times, the plot was downright nonsensical. The drinking the standing water out of the hole was like, that was a bridge too far in terms of stupidity. There were a lot of things that were a little too convenient, and when you think about them, you're just like, why would that happen? Don't
think too hard.
There's a key moment when she has left her keys somewhere, and I was just like, why would she leave why were her keys out? Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And the movie, it wasn't scary enough to be horror, and it wasn't funny enough to be a comedy. So, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. But
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Don't like it.
Don't like it. I didn't like it, but I also it was still kind of fun to watch. It was really.
It wasn't just okay, but it was okay enough.
It was okay enough. If I had gone to see it in the theater, I probably would have been like, yeah, I don't really recommend it, but like I don't regret going. And that is kind of how I feel about it. I don't regret watching it. It just wasn't really good. I did get very scared because my next writing project involves some similar themes, and I was like, oh shit, no, somebody already did this. And then I watched it and I'm like, oh, mine's better. So, I didn't think it was great, but it was fun, especially if you like body horror, because like they're literally getting stuck together and some gruesome shit happens as a result. There's also some really funny things that happen as a result. Also, you two gotta be worrying about sepsis with what's happening with you two.
You gotta be worrying about
sepsis. You cannot be running around. Anyway, I think the movie should have been a little scarier. The character, specifically she, should have been a little worse, and or it should have been a little funnier, and it would have been a lot better. It wasn't terrible though. It's like, this is one that you rent on a Friday night from Hollywood Video, and
you gotta finish it because you bought it.
You gotta finish it because you paid that $3.99, and you paid that 25 cents for PlayGuard, and you watch it with someone, and you're like, that was all right. It wasn't really good, but it was all right.
I took my daughter to go see Toy Story it was her first movie. I went with my cousin and Missy's husband. Missy did not go because she's a hater.
Because I'm a hater.
Missy does not like Toy Story or Pixar very much.
Can I defend myself very briefly? Okay, I've never liked computer animation, including when I was a child, and so I was I didn't want to see Toy Story for that reason. But Toy Story movies, especially Toy Story 2, came out at a time in my life when I really did not need to be having existential thoughts. And they both really scared and upset me. So I watch them now, and like obviously I'm no longer that age and I interact with them differently, but I still don't really like them. But like watching them just reminds me of being a profoundly sad child. So I just don't vibe with Toy Story. There are Pixar movies that I like. I still don't really like computer animation. I will almost always prefer traditional animation, but I really love Coco.
Coco's great.
I
also loves Coco.
I love Coco.
You should watch Hoppers. It was pretty cute. I think you'd like it. It's got a good climate change message in there. And she also, that's something I don't think I talked about. Did I talk about Hoppers? No, I don't think you did
talk about Hoppers. I don't know shit or fuck about Hoppers.
I won't talk about it, but just it starts off when you
get your tongue out.
When you meet the girl when she's older, she pops onto the scene with Rebel Girls playing, and she's skating down. Anyway, so Toy Story. So it's the first time I took my daughter to the movie theater. She's 2.5. She loves Toy Story. So like, she's seen all the movies. When she goes to bed, she has her Jessie and she has her Woody. Her Woody she's obsessed with. When we went to Disneyland, we met Jessie, and I have an amazing video of her giving Jessie a hug for literally, this is not an exaggeration, a minute. I had to pull her off of Jessie because in Disneyland, the character rule is you don't let go hugging the child until the child does. So I knew that Jessie would be stuck with her until... and
it's just like the movie Together.
Yeah. Just like it. She would be stuck there until Alice and Alice was like falling asleep. It is a very, very, very cute video that I have. So I was like, okay, this is the perfect time. We're going to take her to go see Toy Story. She doesn't really understand too much. She's only 2.5, but she loves Toy Story. So we went, the story is about, so Andy's no longer in it. For those who don't know, it's Bonnie. And Bonnie.
I didn't know because I didn't see Toy Story 4.
Well, it's Bonnie.
I did. Okay. Again, in my defense, I did see and enjoy Toy Story 3. I was like, that one was good.
I like them. I like all of them. I think the second
1 and 2 are
my favorite.
Oh God, I could never watch that again. I think it would kill me.
I think I don't know.
The amount of psychic damage that would be dealt to me by watching Toy Story 2.
I think this one you probably could vie with most because I think you would feel just as angry as Jessie. This is Jessie's story.
Okay.
So this is like Buzz and Woody are in it in the fact that Buzz spends the whole time trying to propose to Jessie, and then as well as fighting with Woody on who's going to be Jessie's deputy.
Was it you or was it Josh who was like he's like, I just don't understand. I think it was Josh. I just don't understand how Woody's going bald. He's a toy.
So in one of the other, maybe it's the third one, there's a whole scene where he gets taken to like a restorer and they do repaint his hair. So there's an establishedness of that's one of the things that goes as he's a toy that rubs off. And then they do say in the movie, like, oh, someone needs a brown marker. So that is something that has previously been fixed on him. And that scene is really great. But yeah, so in Toy Story 4, you leave off with Woody leaves with Bo Peep to go like help toys in the wild. And this one we start where Bonnie wants to make friends and tries to make friends, but they're all using iPads. They're all using tablets. And so her parents get her a tablet. And they play all they do is communicate on this tablet, and the other kids in her dance class are terribly mean. And Bonnie's really sad because they're terribly mean. And Jessie's like, we need to find her better friends. And in the pursuit of trying to find her better friends, they end up on where Jessie's owner used to be. And now that lives there is a new little girl who has a horse, and it's just a cooler girl in general. And Jessie's like, this is Bonnie's new best friend. We have to get to them together. And so that's the whole thing is they try to get her over, then to become friends, and because they don't use tablets. And it's really what it really is like a warning to parents, like, don't let your kids become obsessed with tablets. Nothing good will come of it. For me, what's frustrating about this movie is I'm being general about this, mothers' reactions to it, parents in general, but mothers, like a very specific type of person on Instagram who is very angry that the parents left Bonnie. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Bonnie is given this, Bonnie's like 7. I think 7 or 8. I think she's 7. Given the iPad, immediately can have it in her room on her own, can have like unrestricted. She can have unrestricted access to it, but this tablet is made for children.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a leapfrog.
Yeah, it's called LilyPad.
Yeah,
and in it is a network in which these kids, it's like their own social network, and they're on Roblox, they're on Fortnite. Essentially, they're able to chat through this. They're able to play games. Like in the morning, they all play Turtle Time or something like that. And it's just these games. And like she freaks out because it's dead and she can't play it. And if she doesn't play it, she's gonna be behind. And if she's behind, they're gonna make fun of her, in which they do anyways. They call her a little baby because she still likes playing with toys. And so people are angry about that aspect of it. They're angry that. A lot of feelings on this. They're angry that they let her sleep over at other kids' houses. A lot of people don't like that. I have feelings about that as well. I'm really frustrated with that response because I think that it's too online of a response.
Yeah.
The normal parent, like, I think people who are online too much, and like I get caught up in this too, thinking everybody parents this way. Everybody has like doesn't want their kid to have all this screen. But the normal parent doesn't understand and doesn't know. Maybe we shouldn't give a kid like total access to this iPad, I think, this tablet, because this tablet was made for children.
Yeah, and I think to weigh in on a movie I haven't seen,
and you are not a mother,
and I'm not a mother to a human. I think that people with this kind of thing really want to categorize people as good or bad, and it's like if you see, for example, you're at a restaurant and there's a kid who's on the tablet the whole time.
You want to judge that kid. I do too.
You want to say, oh, they must be bad parents because they don't know.
Yes.
They don't know as much as I do, therefore they must be bad parents. And I think that is a very online mentality.
Yes.
You don't know what's going on.
You have no clue what's going on.
In that kid's life. Maybe they are bad parents. I don't know. Maybe that is their weak point as a parent, where they're just like, I just can't.
I just want to go out to eat with my friends.
Yeah. Maybe they're just like, this is the thing. This is the thing that I've chosen to let my guard down on. Maybe this kid only eats organic vegan food and is being raised in a commune by 85 people, and it's the most loved child on earth. Yeah. But they get to use the iPad at the restaurant. Yeah. I think that is a very online mentality of like, oh, if Bonnie's parents letting her use this LilyPad is a sign that they're bad parents, or it's promoting bad parenting. We don't know what's happening in the rest of life.
And the thing is they are absolutely neglecting everything happening in the background.
Right.
What you also see is the parents are always on their phones. They're always, even if they're not on their phones, they're on like one of the girl at the Jesse's owner's home. Her dad is always works from home, and so he's like on Zoom or whatever. Like, is my background working? Like, they're always on a screen. So it's not just because like it's not just here is,
which is very funny because these are the two online parents that are judging this, and it's like, this is what behavior are we modeling to children?
Yes.
It's not just like, what are children doing? What behavior are we modeling?
Yeah. So like this movie was not saying Bonnie's parents are in the right. In fact, they're saying that like maybe we should take a look at how we use electronics and how we allow our children to use electronics. And ultimately like and like people were upset because LilyPad in the end does not end up being a villain. LilyPad truly is just like all the other toys trying to look out for Bonnie the best that she can, like to the point where she donates herself because she's realized like because of her access to this, Bonnie is now deeply depressed and like caving in on herself. It's very sad. It's just frustrating to me to be like, Bonnie's parents are bad because they did this, when the reality is many parents do this, and this is an incredibly important like thing for some of those parents to see. Like, it's really important.
Honestly, it's kind of like the cop thing from Copper Script, where it's just like, maybe this isn't for or about you. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it is without value.
Yeah. And the whole sleeping over, I have a lot of thoughts on that I don't need to get into. But
I'm not a mother, so I will say I think that's weird. I think it's weird that people are so afraid of letting their kids sleep over. And I understand that it comes from a variety of things, but I also think it comes from the fact that we're all too fucking online and we think that crime is happening everywhere around us at all times and that we are scared of nothing. And this is the effects of true crime girlies. And we're all poisoning our fucking brains. We need to log the fuck off. You're welcome, Merri. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, you're right.
I said all of that.
You're right. And like, I literally just found out a rabbit hole. People like the statistics show, so if you can't read between the lines of Missy, like the reason people say that is because some children have been sexually abused and like in like sleepovers because you're in a situation where you're in a home you don't know and you don't know who's there, blah blah blah, and then so people will say like the statistics show that many children get abused here. That's not what the statistics show, at least from what I've seen. What the statistics show that you are most likely to be sexually abused by someone you know. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that's where it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I think people are trying to stop things that they can't.
Which I completely understand. I completely understand that. I want you all to know that I was recently diagnosed with OCD. I fucking understand the desire to be in utter control of something terrible happening at all times. And do you know what? That's no fucking way to live.
That's the thing is
and I realize it's more serious. This is like sexual assault is a real thing. It's a real thing that happens to children. Me worrying about being an evil person because I saw the number 6 once is not real in the same way, right?
Sexual assault's very real.
We're talking about two different things.
Children really do get sexually assaulted in these situations.
Yes. However, at the same time, like our world is feeding us anxiety and causing us to become more and more separated from one another. And like, is losing childhood sleepovers really the thing that is that the thing we're willing to give up?
I see a lot of people are doing late nights, so the kids stay till like 11 or midnight and then the parents can pick them up. But to me that sounds horrible as a parent.
Oh god.
Sounds terrible. And like it's fun. It's I don't know. I think for us, sleepovers were so important. Mm-hmm. Like Missy and I, for those who don't know, Missy and I have been friends since 7th grade.
And we're 37.
And we're 37. Missy and Missy slept over at my house so many times. Like Missy was part of Missy slept over at my house most weekends. Almost every weekend from when we were in middle school to high school. Yeah. And then we moved out together. So like sleepovers for us
and then we lived
really
together
important.
for like 10 years.
Yeah.
No, we lived together for like 5 years or something like that.
So these are it's really important to us. Maybe it's not to other people like it is, but for us that was such an important part of our experience and they were all good. So
the ability, and I'm thinking about other sleepovers I went to before I even met you, where like that was where I learned to be myself among peers without supervision. You know, I think that's an important part of development, to have spaces for children.
You just can't stop some of these things you're trying to stop.
I know. And I completely understand the desire to stop it. I like, of course.
Don't put your kid in sports.
I never, ever, I don't want anything bad to happen to children. You would not believe how little I want bad things to happen to children. But
we want
this
good things to happen too.
Theme in my therapy.
But we want good things to happen too. And I think that this experience I think it was important to us, so I feel like we have we have a value.
A very important experience in my life was going to a sleepover at an older girl's house. I was in 3rd grade, she was in 4th grade, and I got invited to her house, and that was like crazy exciting for me because I was in 3rd grade. And we drank Surge and we danced around the hot tub to the Spice Girls, and it was one of the first times I'd heard the Spice Girls. And then we watched the movie Blade, and it scared the shit out of me.
What a wild night.
Oh my god, it was like peak 90s. This was such a formative experience for me. I am who I am because of this night. And then there was a girl at the party who was like really annoying, and then she threw a temper tantrum and like left and was like walking around the block, and it was super weird and uncomfortable. And like everything about that night is so fucking important to the way that I am. And I would hate to think that other people are missing out on that experience. Including the girl leaving and being really weird.
Yeah. I don't really like my house, but that's another story. But one of the things I do, like when I had a kid and I'm excited about, is like my upstairs is essentially like its own apartment. Like you can completely live up there. And I'm always like, oh, my daughter will have like the best sleepovers because they will have their own space.
Yeah.
Like you came over to my house. We were still in the living room. My room was right next to my parents. Like, not that like hindered anything, but like, imagine if we had our own space,
right?
With our own bathroom and everything was right there. Like, to me, that was like, oh, how wonderful that is. So I don't know. The reaction to Bonnie's parents is frustrating to me as someone who does not parent in the way that those people parent.
Here's what I will say. Lots of bad things happened to me when I was a child.
None of them were at our sleepovers.
Any sleepovers. None of them. None of the bad things that happened to me were at sleepovers.
Yeah, I just it's a bummer.
There were times when events at sleepovers triggered emotions related to bad things that had happened to me previously, but it was never the sleepover. Nothing bad happened to me at a sleepover. Granted, I'm one person. This is anecdotal,
but so are the other ones. The other ones are anecdotal as well, because there's no.
It's not a trend.
I've seen real evidence. I mean, because who's out there doing this research, right?
Right.
That's also a very good point. But
I'm not saying that you as a parent need to change your parenting style because I, a person who doesn't have any children, said on a podcast that you should. Don't listen to me. I'm not a parent, and you are allowed to form your own opinions about things. The thing that gets me is this is a symptom of the way that being online so much, because you're going to be inundated with the stories of people who did have something bad happen to them at a sleepover, and that's going to feel like that's reality. And the reality that we're exposed to online is one little slice of the actual sum total of reality. And this part of the reason that I don't use social media anymore, or at least not to the extent that I did. I stopped using it before I was diagnosed with OCD, which was like this week. But it was exacerbating that way of thinking for me. And I became aware of that. And now that I don't use social media in the same way, I am not filled with the same anxieties that I was then.
And then imagine if you had that and then you had a child and mom guilt on top of it. Right. It would be impossible to live.
As I'm always saying, we need to reconsider our relationship to being online and our exposure to the constant stream of opinions from people around us, like online. And see, is that making us happy? Is that making our lives better, or is it not?
I think if you ever come across this, you're a parent, you ever come across these type of creators, I want you to take a look at their social media. And if they show their children's face, don't listen to them, because they're only making content to pull you in.
Yeah.
If they cared that much about these things, their children's faces would not be on the internet, period. Because we know, without a doubt, the majority of explicit child pictures on CSAM sites are from Facebook. They are. So what I'm saying is, don't listen to them, because most likely their children are probably online on their social media as well. And go see Toy Story. It was really cute. And Bonnie's parents are everyone's parents.
Yeah.
They are not supposed to be like the perfect parent. In fact, like, it's important that they're not. They're working through this as well with Bonnie. Bonnie is learning, like, what does it mean to be an outcast? And then her parents are learning, like, how do we handle that? So, like, watching Toy Story as an adult and as a parent is a very different experience than watching as a child, obviously. And I think that the parents are like that for a reason, and it's not to connect with the children.
Yeah.
It's us, baby.
Yeah.
But it was I liked it. It was good. I didn't cry as much as I thought I would, which is surprising, but I don't think it was meant. Another reason I think you might like it, I don't think it was meant necessarily to pull at your heartstrings the same way. Like, it's very hopeful. Jessie finds a lot of hope in a time where she feels little hope. And then there's some new characters that are really great. And then the way that they animate, you should look up how they animate their imaginative play, because it is beautiful. I'll show you a picture when we're done. You're going to be like, why doesn't Pixar do this?
I liked Inside Out.
Inside Out's very good.
I only saw the first one, but
the second one's great too. You'd love it. She's gay. I don't know for sure.
No, I've heard
but she is.
I've heard this.
So clearly you have to like it.
So I have to. If somebody's gay in something, I have to.
And she dyes her hair like red.
Wow.
So
I did that.
But yeah, it was good, and the song on it was the Taylor Swift song. It's very cute.
Oh, you took off Interview with the Vampire season?
Yeah, because I didn't have much to say.
It was
good.
Oh my god,
it's good.
The part with. Do you have schizophrenic? Are you schizophrenic, Louis? No. That's cinema.
I I just didn't have much to say. I really just wanted to get to it so I could watch Lestat.
Oh my god.
And Lestat is great.
And also when Lestat eats the picture. That's my two favorite parts are when Lestat eats the picture and, are you schizophrenic, Louis? No. As he looks to Lestat.
I really like Lestat. So
that's so fair.
Yeah.
So fair. I really like Armand. That's my shitty little guy.
Yeah, he sure is a shitty little guy.
That's my shitty little guy.
I have like 15 minutes left of the newest Lestat episode. I got too tired. I need to finish it. He just left in his car.
Oh.
And his mother's like, aren't we going to fuck?
Did you not get to the line?
What? No, probably not.
Oh my god, I can't believe you stopped before getting to the line.
I was tired, and when I'm tired, I have to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
because I don't sleep. I don't know if you noticed the other night. I was
sleep,
like
motherfucker.
one in the morning.
That bourbon, doing 120, getting head while I'm swerving.
That's me.
Damn, Natalie, you're a crazy bitch. Yo, shut the fuck up and suck my dick.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a Toy Story 5. It's great.
Oh my god. Okay. That's it. On that note, you can find us online at fakeitgirlscast.com. That has our previous episodes. If our previous episodes doesn't work for you,
let us know.
Email me and I'll fix it because somebody did that. Shout out to you. If you like this podcast, consider leaving us a review on your podcast service of choice. Reportedly, that helps people find us. I don't know. I don't know if it does. Who cares? I
don't know if anyone else.
We do this for the love of the game.
Yeah, we just had a whole tangent about things that don't matter.
We just, for some reason, were reciting Natalie's rap from SNL.
It blows my mind that people listen to this.
We do this for the love of the game. It's not about the fame, baby. It's about
can't be.
It can't be because we're not famous. Next time we're gonna do. I said a wind in the door, but that's I didn't change this. Next time is going to be the remainder of the Alien films, excluding Predator, the Predator crossovers. Yeah. So
but
it'll
be. I do want to watch Alien vs Predator.
Prometheus, Covenant, Romulus, and then the show New Earth.
Excited.
And then after that will be a Swifty.
What?
Fuck. A swiftly tilting planet. The third book in the time quartet or quintet. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with that later. That's it.
All right. Catch you on the flip side.